this is a rather different talk to my last talk. What I hope at the end of this brief presentation is that you'll understand a little more about your digestive tract, learn why it's important to love your tummy, learn how to communicate about tummy problems with your physician, and how to manage common digestive symptoms. And the gastrointestinal tract, as you've been hearing this evening, is a very complex system. And there are many things in there that can reflect dysfunction rather than necessarily disease. The digestive tract, apart from containing those trillions of bacteria that Richard Fedorak told us about, also this system is home to around 100 million neurons. These are the nerves that occur both within the walls of the gut, but also pass to the spinal cord and carry messages to the brain. And we look on our intestinal tract as being a sensory organ because it sends masses of information to the brain, both from its own structure and function, but also from those bacteria that are living in there. Our gut and the function can affect our mood far more than we think. And something like 3/4 of people who suffer digestive discomfort from time to time say that it affects them emotionally. So that there is a big understanding about the relationship between the brain and the gut. And the hormone serotonin is found predominantly in the gut. This is an important hormone that's related to how we feel, and it is involved in a whole variety of neuropsychiatric conditions, including depression. So this program called Love Your Tummy is part of a global educational campaign which we started within the World Gastroenterology Organization, which both Richard Fedorak and I are part of and serve on several committees. And here, the Canadian Digestive Health Foundation has partnered with the World Gastroenterology Organization to help you protect and enhance your digestive health. Clearly, having a good, healthy, and untroubled digestion is very important to our overall health, but also for our sense of well-being. We know that when we have tummy ache, we don't feel good, our energy tends to be down, our mood may be influenced, and also as a result of other changes going on in the gut, we may in fact also have reduced immunity. So it's good to try and recognize what's normal and what isn't, and to empower ourselves to make good decisions about our digestive health. There are a lot of symptoms that people complain about to their physicians, but common ones particularly are excessive wind, bloating, altered bowel habits, and about 80% of people in this room probably experience those from time to time. So a better understanding of this can help us to anticipate and prevent digestive discomfort and potentially also more serious disorders. So actually learning how best to communicate with your doctor is particularly helpful. And so understanding some of the terms and see whether these are the ones that you would typically describe become important. Because quite honestly, physicians and their patients don't always talk the same language. And even something as simple as diarrhea is often misinterpreted. So for you to be able to describe to your doctor just how you feel is going to make a big difference to them understanding what you're talking about and to make a reasonable diagnosis and to give you the best advice. And so the Love Your Tummy campaign is really designed to help you communicate that better. And if you look to the right here, you'll see a number of symptoms that include bloating and stabbing, distension, rumbling, the sensation of a knotted stomach, burning sensations, cramping, and sensations of gasiness. These are words that you can look at. I'm not going to go into all of the details on here because you can access this on the web. You can probably get some of this information from the Danone stand because they've helped to publicize this and to give us the capacity to bring it to you. So you can actually identify what you think is your tummy type. You certainly aren't alone if you have a variety of digestive symptoms, and all of this is going to differ in one way or another. And as you've heard, millions of Canadians are suffering from a variety of digestive disorders. And so within this program, we've defined a number of common tummy types, and you can work out just where you fit in with these tummy types. Do you have a tip-top tummy that really never gives you any trouble at all? Or do you have that sensation of a tender tummy, or a sluggish system, a gassy gut, toilet troubles, or a bloated belly? And we can then look at some of these, and you'll see again, either on the web or getting a printout of this, you can have a look and see just what some of the important characteristics are that allow you to make some adjustments that may minimize some of these symptoms. For example, if you're eating smaller and more frequent meals, you're selecting leaner meats, and you try to eat fish 3 or 5 times a week, and so on, you can actually be the person who ends up with a tip-top tummy. There are no guarantees in all of this, but these are common sense approaches that are more likely to be associated with no symptoms than with symptoms. There are pages here that help you with respect to managing excessive flatulence, the gassy gut, to make sure that the sort of carbohydrates that you choose to eat are those that are more easily digestible, to avoid foods that are greasy, high in animal fat and fried, limit the more difficult to digest carbohydrates, which will often occur in a variety of different forms of vegetables. I mean, some people get enormous problems when they eating Brussels sprouts, or when they're eating pulses and lentils and beans, and it's quite predictable. Avoiding chewing gum, which particularly the diet form, which has sorbitol in it as a sweetener, because this is a complex carbohydrate. You have similarly the opportunity of looking at your tummy type in relation to avoiding a bloated belly. And bloating is a sensation of distension, which when you actually put a tape measure around it may not be distended at all, but the sensation is of considerable distension, whereas distension itself is a belly where the tape measure around there will show you that it's several centimeters more than it is when you're feeling comfortable. Clearly, altered bowel habit, particularly conditions such as constipation, again, you can do a lot in terms of your diet, and these are simple measures that you can take to minimize the impact of some of these conditions. You've already heard about Bodyguard from the previous speaker, Adam, and this is also a situation in which you can record many of the sort of symptoms which I've discussed in this presentation, and monitor those, and then show them to your family doctor if you need to go to see them. And in fact, Catherine in the next presentation is going to tell us much more about how to apply that in her presentation. So do either go on the web or look at the materials that are available. It's actually fun, but we found that people have found this particularly helpful because it addresses many of the things that we're actually helping to empower you to manage yourself. Thank you.